have returning to the stream the fastest man in the room, or second fastest man in the room, I guess, because technically Connor's faster. But
Yeah,
Matt
sure.
Zhu on the Acererak combo going up against Bismon the Brewer, probably playing the Rakdos Discard deck again. Both of these players are 3-0, and both of these players are fighting for top prize payout here at Pioneer, Super Pioneer Tuesday.
Yeah, I think this is going to be pretty interesting. It will come down to who kind of has their plan up and going first once again. Bismon does, if he is on the deck we think he is, we don't actually know. He showed up late and we do not have a stream slip for him.
Yep.
But if he is still on some sort of Rakdos discard list like we've seen him in weeks past, being able to disrupt what Matt is doing and kind of strip the key parts out of his hand might just be fast enough to get there.
Yeah, if not fast enough, then at least disruptive enough so that Matt can't assemble the multiple pieces of the combo that the Acererak deck needs. And looking at Bismon's hand, I'd say that's a lot of Rakdos cards in there.
Yep. Let's see. Looks like Matt's already mulliganed once, maybe?
I think that's the case here. So Acererak combo obviously wants to do its thing, loop through the dungeon, bathe in the dark pool a bunch of different times. Rakdos Discard, though, this is kind of more of a mid-range deck that is masquerading as a Discard Matters deck.
Yeah, that is true. It has a lot of discard synergies, but it isn't really all that the deck does. It just does the good Rakdos mid-range stuff.
Like
This one
this.
on the play here. Thoughtseize turn 1.
And it looks like Matt did have to mulligan down to 6, so it's going to be a painful Thoughtseize. Sees 3 lands, Gwenna, Elf, and Kinnan, so a lot of targets, most of them killable by Fatal Push, and most of them creating mana as well for Matt.
Yeah, Bismon thinking real hard about this. If I was me, I would probably take Gwenna. Yeah.
If I don't have Fatal Push for Elf, I'm taking Gwenna. I'm taking Elf. If I have Fatal Push for Elf, I'm taking Gwenna, I think.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
No, what do we got? No, Kroxa. Okay.
Kroxa.
This is the powerhouse of the deck. This is the forgotten Titan from the cycle of now 3, but Kroxa still very powerful card to play in Pioneer.
Yeah, Kroxa being just 2 mana discard, ping your opponent is just better Thoughtseize in a lot of choices. The fact that you can kind of just build up your graveyard and have it come back and be a 6/6 for 4 is just insane rate no matter what. It might not be as powerful as the other Titan brothers, but in Pioneer it might just be good enough. Oh, Duress.
Just good old Duress. Sees 2 lands in hand here for Matt Zhu. So
Land.
plays a Verge. Bloodchief's Thirst.
Yep.
That ain't Fatal Push.
Nope. Kill the Kinnan. Kinnan's done. So, Matt getting all his stuff stripped out of his hand. Definitely not a good position to be in. Buying Giganta.
Attack with
Swing
the
for 1.
Hiya! All right, so now Bismon is now looking at 2 more cards in graveyard in order to unearth Kroxa, or Hostile Investigator, now the biggest thing on the battlefield.
The thing with like Elvish Mystic and particularly Llanowar Elves that I've always found kind of funny. Have you ever read the flavor text for Llanowar Elves?
1 bone broken for every twig snapped underfoot.
Yeah, it's kind of strangely not aggressive for how aggressive the flavor text is. Like, we always use the Llanowar Elves as, just mana acceleration, it's a mana dork, but like, you maybe just swing in with it. It will win you games.
If you're not going to use it for mana, it's gonna start tussling with you. That's what that says. Also, why the hell do I remember the flavor text on Llanowar Elves?
It's just good. It's probably my most read flavor text.
All right, Duress again finds a land, and Dreadhorde Arcanist. I forgot about this part of Bismon's deck. This one's going to recur any sort of removal or discard effect ad nauseum as long as it can attack. But with that Giganta in the way, it's probably only going to do it once.
Yeah, it's going to do it once, but Bismon, I think, will be able to get back Bloodchief's Thirst and then play the kicker cost for it.
Then that kills Giganta. Then you could do it more.
Yep.
I love Dreadhorde Arcanist. Good thing this card's banned in Legacy. It's too powerful.
I do think it is so good. I do want to just bring back a Gruul Prowess list playing Atarka Red and Dreadhorde Arcanist just for funsies.
Just play it in Rakdos aggro and flashback your claim fames.
That's true.
That's what I do.
That's true.
But Dreadhorde Arcanist in this Rakdos shell was something that way back in the day when Luris was still legal, this was the best deck in the format. like Loris being able to rebuy things like dead weight if you wanted to, and then everything in the deck being 2 mana or less meant that that everything could be brought back by Dreadhorde Arcanist very easily. Then you could just also recast a bunch of things from your graveyard if they died. So you wind up having things like all these small little aggressive creatures and everything, and you kept just thought seizing people over and over.
What is that?
That's a Rona.
Oh.
It's just the pretty Rona. That's the Ronas that I have because I was a pre-order simp.
Wait. I don't... Why did Matt tap the Giganta then?
Is he attacking?
Maybe.
No, it looks like he tapped the Giganta for...
Huh?
Did they not register damage?
I'm very confused.
Because there's no block.
Yeah.
So there may have just been a missed damage register here. I don't know. But it looks like we are going to get the play you're talking about, Eric. Flashing back Bloodchief's Thirst is going to wind up going after the Rona, but Rona's going to get the Plaza of Heroes little known side effect, which is giving it indestructible and hexproof until end of turn.
Yeah, pretty good. Wait, yeah, part of me wants to go ask our players what that was about.
Because with that Giganta tap, that meant that this Dreadhorde Arcanist could attack like uninhibited.
Yeah, but...
Most importantly, though, now this puts Bismon down 2 more cards in order to escape our Kroxa.
Yep. Ooh, Unstoppable Slasher coming through. Matt has only 1 card in hand. He's thinking real hard about this. He does have 1 more Plaza of Heroes, so he could do the thing again.
He could, and then that would put him down to... Well, he still has Giganta to tap for mono, so there's that. You could just block with the Elf.
Could just block with the Elf. At this point, I don't think Elf is that crucial of a piece here. Or he could just take it.
Ting calling out in chat that the Giganta was tapped for mana to use a single blue so that you could keep Plaza up. Looks like that's going to be the play that he makes, though, here. Same thing that you were talking about, Eric. Blocks the Unstoppable Slasher, so gets rid of Plaza, down to just 2 mana dorks and 3 mana. Fable the Mirror Breaker is the follow-up here from Bismon, though, and that's going to signal that if Bismon has any cards in hand, he could just loot them away next turn.
Only lands for Matt here. Oh, what's the other card?
All right, Rona, draw.
Oh, Elf.
Discard will get Bismon another clue, which is why he got the first one here from that Hostile Investigator.
This is really not where Matt wants to be. I think his top 3 cards were all lands. And now finally a Llanowar Elf, but not enough to help him here.
Would you subscribe to Matt Zhu's Only Lands?
Surely I
There
would.
you go. Always got to subscribe to the homies Only Lands.
Yeah.
Bismon, in the meantime, end step, gonna crack a singleton clue that was there. A stun counter gets removed from the Unstoppable Slasher. Draw for turn. Are we gonna pitch both and bring back Kroxa and just rumble and tumble and tussle into the red zone? Bismon thinking about this though. Might be some pretty good cards in hand.
Yeah. Well, he needs... Oh no, if he does pitch 2, it's exact for Kroxa.
Yeah.
Alright, Bismon thinking real hard about this. 2.
Hostile Investigator would also get another clue there.
Oh, he's going for it.
Yeah, just land and Thoughtseize. Draws 2.
2.
Anything better? Otherwise, I think it's time to Kroxa. These discard spells are not going to do a hell of a lot unless Bismon thinks that Matt Zhu has like a collected company in hand, which discard spell would force the Coco to be played, but it would still resolve.
Yeah. No matter what, right? It's not like you're countering it. I've read black. 4. Kroxa.
Or Hostile Investigator 2.
Okay. Electric Boogaloo. Alright.
So only the second one triggered?
Another land in hand for Matt, unfortunately.
Dang,
That's
Kroxa
really-
would have went crazy this game.
Yeah, actually, though. Matt really struggling to get started here. Bismon building a very oppressive board state here.
And this is what you talked about at the beginning of the game, too.
Yeah, Matt left on just top deck mode after Bismon kind of stripped out all the relevant pieces out of his hand.
Mulling into 6 didn't help, but being on the draw didn't help, but Thoughtseize Duress was also not helping anytime soon.
Yeah, let's see here. Matt's passing, I think.
Takes the draw, passes the turn, stun counter comes off. Fable's going to flip after this draw. What do we got from Bismon's side? Double Hostile Investigator can get a little frisky as well. Can't quite compete with Giganta. That may be the only thing holding Bismon back for now, but Kroxa coming out of the graveyard would be a way to rumble and tumble through that.
I never noticed this, but the skeleton hand clue looks like it's flipping us off.
Kind of. It's just doing one thing on the way out the door.
Yeah. But like particularly because the dice is right over the letter.
But Kroxa is here. That's going to mean that Matt... Bunch of cards in hand now, though. Did play the Collected Company, so looking at cards that he has in
I was
hand.
like, wait, how did he
I was like, he did not draw that many cards. So the last card in hand was Collected Company. Gets Acererak, gets Llanowar Elf.
Oh no, but then Acererak bounces and then he has to discard it.
Not ideal. All right, what dungeon are we going through this time? There's no dungeon that says exile your opponent's graveyard or anything like that. Well, the graveyard's already gone.
Yeah,
Kroxa's gone.
Where's the
whole
dungeon that
graveyard with
says
it.
counter target spell?
Oh, we're going for the scry.
Yeah, makes sense. So, all the mana in the world. Oh, is he gonna... One card we don't know about. Is Matt gonna play that card?
So that will trigger here.
Let's say Rona discarding here. Ooh, discards Gwenna.
I mean, he had to discard no matter what. Just kind of interesting that Matt decided to dig further there. But probably because Gwenna doesn't really save him.
So Matt's hand is just nothing, right?
Nothing right now,
Because
yeah.
Acererak got discarded to the Kroxa trigger. Or I guess technically, Acererak got
Rona.
discarded to Rona, and then Gwenna gets discarded to Kroxa.
Yep.
Bismon still doesn't have a profitable attack, though. But Bismon does have Unstoppable Slasher, Kroxa, and Reflection to Kiki-Jiki next turn.
He does also have 5 clues, so I think he's fine.
That's a lot of clues.
Yeah, normally you don't get this many off of Hostile Investigator, but
Happens when you have 2, I guess.
yeah, it happens when you have 2 and, oh, is that Glissa?
Glissa.
Glissa Sunslayer?
All right. That can indefinitely hold off the Unstoppable Slasher.
Yeah.
It
Glissa
can-
says, you have Death Touch, me too, but I'm better.
I do it first. In theory, it did come out before Unstoppable Slasher, so, you know.
That's true. That's
The
true.
hipster.
The hipster. Yeah, so Bismon needs to find some sort of removal here for the Glissa. Otherwise, whatever swings in will just die.
This also means that Kroxa can't start swinging in profitably.
Yeah.
Like, Kroxa will die and you can escape it again, but Bismon has a graveyard right now.
Yeah, Glissa is the ultimate chump blocker. Oh.
Slasher 2.
Slasher 2.0. We're just getting like doubles of everything.
Yeah, I think, and Bismon hasn't even activated Fable the Mirror Breaker. Or Reflection to Kiki-Jiki.
That is true.
So we could have triples of everything.
Yeah,
Is that a Spike Field Hazard?
that is a Spike Field Hazard. Hang an elf?
All right.
I don't know.
Spike Field pings an elf. Gets a card in graveyard.
Oh, and then he's gonna Dread Horde and then ping the other one.
All right, and then Glissa's going to kill the Dread Horde.
It's down. Then go to your.
So we have one card in graveyard now.
Alright. Alright, draw for turn.
Copy of Hostile.
And so yeah, on upkeep, we're going to have Bismon do the thing. Using Reflection to Kiki-Jiki on draw step to copy Hostile Investigator. That is going to wind up making the discard happen. Unless there's an instant in Matt Ju's hand. That card's going bye-bye. Nope, it's a Boseiju and an Elf. So Elf will be discarded. That creates 2 clue tokens off of the... Or sorry.
Copy enters.
At this point, would he want to just Boseiju the Kiki-Jiki?
I think so.
Yeah.
Bismon.
Boseiju the Kiki-Jiki.
This is one of my favorite Magic player behaviors, by the way, what Bismon is doing right here. I do this all the time. I'm visibly representing my card on the stack by holding it over the battlefield.
Yeah.
All right, so that means that there will be no discard to the Hostile Investigator, but there will be the discard to the Rona, gets the clues. We end up popping the Reflection in Kiki-Jiki. That gets Bismon a basic. Looks like he's getting a mountain instead. And what can Matt do with no cards in hand, a Glissa, an Elf, and a Giganta? The answer is just say go.
Yeah, this match has gone on longer than any of Matt Shu's previous matches on stream already, I think. Pretty close.
That's just what happens when the discard deck gets the advantage or the tempo control of the game. You just choke your opponent out. This Giganta is basically... Giganta and Glissa, to be fair, are both just kind of holding off Bisman from ending the game. But at this point in time, with the reflection gone, Bisman doesn't have Matt locked out of the game entirely. But it's looking really dire for him.
Yeah, it's not good for sure.
Bisman's got a lot of lands, though. I think it's time to start just cracking clues.
Yeah, I'm kind of... I mean, he does have the double slasher, so you might start cracking him with those. Force Matt to make not profitable blocks there. Oh, and a Kroxa. What an interesting way of representing the board state.
I think Bisman is just lining up how he thinks Matt would block in this circumstance. Killing off the Kroxa would mean that you can't escape it very easily. Unstoppable Slasher 1 would trade and come back with stun counters. Unstoppable Slasher 2 would not get stunned, and therefore would be able to come back next turn. But then that means that Glissa can continue chump blocking at least one of the one that is not stunned. And now Bisman thinking about what happens if I put Hostile Investigators into the mix. Do you have to block Kroxa and the Unstoppable Slashers, and then you wind up getting 8 or 10 damage through it, that token as well?
Yeah. I was really thinking about his combat math. He does have a much more oppressive board state, but, you know, Rock attacks could let Matt blow him out here.
I don't know. I heard Math was for blockers, so I don't know what Bisman's doing.
Yeah, I know, right? Bisman, you're on the wrong side. Come on.
Math is not just for blockers, everybody. If you are an aspiring Magic the Gathering player, do your combat math.
Yeah. Also, with Foundations release, combat math is a little bit different now.
That's true. It actually does favor your attackers a little bit more. You can assign damage. You assign damage and not get blown up by pump spells. Not that Matt Zhu has any cards in hand to pump spell with.
Yeah, what pump spell? What, you mean the giant growth that's not in his hand?
Ooh, okay. We wind up drawing a Blood Chief's Thirst, so now this changes things a lot. We can just pop that Glissa immediately, and then one of these Unstoppable Slashers is probably getting through.
Is he killing the Giganta? Wait, he killed... Oh, wait,
killed the elf.
Oh, he didn't kick her it. Oh, he's dead of the bugbear. I am so lost now.
Is Matt dead?
Oh, he's just turning everything sideways. All right.
And we get the trigger from Kroxa. This is why you do your combat math, everybody. So there's 4 from the den. If we lined up the slasher blocks the way that we thought, now 1 slasher is getting through. If you block Kroxa, 1 slasher gets through. So yeah, Matt's dead. That's it. Combat math for the win.
6, 4, 4. Yep.
Because slasher deals 2. There's 4 from the den, 8 from the hostile investigators. So that right there is...
And then 6 from Kroxa.
Kroxa got blocked. Kroxa already did 3. So 4 from den, 2 from slasher. That's 6. 8 from investigators is 14 right there. And hostile investigator will then half your 0.
Yep.
So that's going to be Bisman taking game number 1. Going the way we thought it would go if the discard deck wound up getting a slight advantage. And it did. It slowly ground out the game. Giganta made some combat a little bit tricky, but Hostile Investigator, reflection of Kiki Jiki, and the fact that there were a plethora of 1 mana discard effects meant that Matt Zhu was unable to keep anything in hand, had to play everything on the battlefield, and then just walked into literally just Blood Chief's Thirst that game.
Yeah.
I guess the Spikefield Hazard.
Well, yep, that's true. That's true. The flashback, the Spikefield Hazard also taking down some L's, getting rid of blockers. Yeah. A little bit unfortunate for Matt here, because I think if Matt was on the plate instead, that game would have looked very different. Instead of Bisman being able to, from the get-go, try and get everything out of Matt's hand, I think Matt would have stuck more threats. At the very least, Kinnan or Gwenna would have made it to the field, I believe.
Kinnan did make the field, just immediately got Blood Chief's Thirst.
Yeah.
Thirsted.
Extra card got discarded. Matt also started a very land-heavy hand.
Yeah, it was 3 lands, 3 creatures. That was it. That was all that Matt had.
Yeah.
So this is going to be interesting. Now, Bisman, we're probably going to wind up seeing tons and tons of Tons and tons of extra discard spells if there are any. Maybe something along the lines of like Go Blank might come in, but being on the draw against a combo deck, you're in your 3 mana slow type draw, a slow discard effect. You may be looking at just more 1 mana discard spells if you're not running the 4 full copies of Duress to get rid of some of the spells in Matt's deck. Although Matt's deck is a lot of creatures, since it's a Coco deck, you're having at least a baseline of like 28 in order to hit like that 85% success rate. And depending on the configuration of Matt's deck, you might even be going up towards like 30.
Yeah, that's true.
So Duress is a little bit more awkward, and we actually saw double Duress kind of just seeing a hand of lands in that game.
A lot of those discard spells did absolutely nothing.
From Matt's side, though, the fatal pushes are probably coming in. Bismon did have enough low to the ground things, especially with that Dreadhorde Arcanist. Recurring the discard spells is going to be extremely problematic. We could even wind up seeing something along the lines of like Tamio safekeeping or something in order to protect the creatures from Matt's side so that they don't wind up getting taken away by the spot removal from Bismon.
Yeah, definitely. This will come down to how good of a hand Matt can keep here. Definitely. You know, obviously against any deck that plays Thoughtseize and Duress, you don't want to mulligan too much, but...
Oh, you cursed it.
Oh, no.
Matt looks at the camera. He's just looking at you right now. He's like, Eric, why would you
Nope,
do this
nope,
to me?
Nope, he doesn't
Is that
know.
what you wanted for
He
your
doesn't
birthday?
know. No, Matt's fine. We're fashion walk, buddy.
Do you want to delve into the Fashion Walk versus Home Eats metagame? Spoiler alert, they are 2 restaurants owned by the same people.
Yeah, certain things are better at Fashion Walk and certain things are better at Home Eats.
For everybody that is completely in the dark right now, after Pioneer events, since our community is very close-knit, most of us go out to eat afterwards, and Fashion Walk has emerged as the de facto go-to choice for food afterwards.
Yeah, the food's okay, but really the price is what keeps us coming. Usually,
That and they're open to like midnight or whatever.
11:30, although they have kicked us out exactly at 11:30 before.
Oh, looks like Maju is going to kick us off this turn. Botanical Sanctum into Elvish Mystic, or is Bismon thinking a little bit more about his turn 1 play? I see a Thoughtseize, and if there's a Fatal Push in hand too, that may be the discussion here. Which one do you pull the trigger on?
Yeah. Looking over at Matt's side of the... It wasn't an ad read, it was like...
Yeah,
a discussion of what you could expect if you come to Pioneer Nights.
yeah, but imagine if we did get sponsored by Fashion Walk.
Dude, that'd be rad.
All right, Thoughtseize is going to be the play here from Bismon. We're going to get a look at Matt's hand. Acererak, Gwenna, and 2 lands. So basically everything you could want, only one of them is going away.
Yeah, unfortunately.
This is an interesting decision, though, because if Bismon has
Oh,
removal
you took
spell...
Gwenna.
Yeah, as I say, if Bismon has removal spell, not taking Gwenna is good. But if Bismon has extra discard, taking Acererak is not a good idea, right?
Yeah. Is Acererak coming out here? Oh, Matt's thinking about it. Because what? Takenuma, Acererak, and 1 unknown card.
Yep. Speaking of ad reads, though, we did wind up having a partnership between Card Art and Tipsy Putt in Sunnyvale, California.
That is true.
This past Monday, they had an extra Commander night that was at Tipsy Putt, and if you came to Card Art, you're able to get a free game of mini golf as well. So, big partnership here. If you're a Commander player, you like playing Magic every single day of the week, but you also like getting alcohol and or mini golf, you can come on down to Tipsy Putt in Sunnyvale, California as well. I will hook you up.
Tipsy Putt has a really good deal that they have for, what is it, lifetime mini golf is $150 or something like that?
Oh, yeah. It's like $150, and you can like mini golf for either the entire year or your entire life. I forget what it is.
It's something super insane. But yeah, every Monday now Tipsy Putt is setting aside space for Commander players to go and hang out, jam some games, and drink a little bit, hang out, play some mini golf, and get back to it.
Drunkards and Deck Masters, just as Richard Garfield, PhD, intended.
Yes.
That one is hashtag ad chat. Meanwhile, we did see an additional Llanowar Elf being played. That was the hidden card in Matt Ju's hand. And then once again, the Elvish Mystic getting aggressive against Bismon, swinging him down to 17 after the Thoughtseize. Dreadhorde Arcanist hits the table, and now Matt's going to have to be concerned because that Thoughtseize could come back. But Glissa is probably going to stop that in its tracks.
That's actually really interesting. I thought Matt was considering channeling Takenuma instead of hardcasting it there. Or playing it as a land, sorry. But Glissa Sunslayer coming back out as a very good backup thing. Kroxa making Acererak get discarded.
Oh.
Fatal put. Oh no, come on.
Fatal push. Revolt triggered. We're going to cast Fatal push again, getting rid of our Land of War elf. Matt is basically looking at the saddest draft deck right now. Hiya!
One bone broken.
One bone broken for every twig snapped underfoot.
Oh man, yeah, this is rough. Discard decks versus combo decks is never a good place for the combo deck, unfortunately. I think it's that one. Yeah, that version.
Do you know that they've changed the flavor text on Land of War Elves a lot of times?
Yeah.
Oh, Spikefield Hazard comes out as well. Buying Giganta even. Bismon doesn't even have to do anything at this point, really. Matt is pretty much out of the game unless he top decks a collected company.
Was that it? Now it's a land. Plaza Heroes. He can't even buy Giganta because it's just going to get discarded.
Oh, but Bismon can play Giganta.
Ugh, taking one.
But this is slow enough clock for these past 2 turns, or Matt Zhu is still kind of live drawing for now. But the downside is with this Giganta hitting the battlefield, now it's like, what, a 4-turn clock?
That clock is definitely a lot faster.
I guess you could flash back the Spikefield Hazard too, so that's what, 6, 7. Yeah, it's a 3-turn clock.
Part of me is like, if Matt just drew another land. Oh, Honest Rustine.
Rutstein is actually a pretty solid draw here.
Wait, Rutstein is sick because he plays Glissa off of that. Okay. Please, no more removal.
Wait, how do you play? Glissa is 1 and 1 of each Golgari. For some reason, I always think it's like double pip.
Nope.
But Honest Rutstein, reducing the cost of that Glissa by 1.
Yeah.
Getting it back from the graveyard is huge. And now this will buy Matt Zhu a couple of turns. Bismon can start swinging in with Giganta and trade, and that won't even trade with the Glissa. So swinging in with Giganta is not a good play right here. While swinging in with Dreadheart Arcanist doesn't do anything right now because there's nothing you can flash back from your graveyard.
Yeah, just Thoughtseize. And Spikefield Hazard, I guess.
Black.
Oh my god, Giganta tapping for a bludgeon. Oh my god. Blood Chief's Thirst, and then swinging in, and then flashing it back. No!
And then paying the kicker. All right, Blood Chief's Thirst is just what the doctor ordered. That's going to get all that wall that Matt Zhu just built out of the way. Bismon knocks it down. Matt Zhu once again. All right, Acererak. We're going to scry. Floating a model.
Float a mana. Play Acererak again. Matt's really struggling to get something going here.
This is the downside of the Acererak combo deck, is if you get interacted with even a teeny tiny bit, it's really difficult to do anything.
I completely understand, Matt. I played against a similar deck in Standard the other week, and I was playing combo Reanimator Overlords. Not a fun time. Turns out when you have no cards, you can't play the game of Magic the Gathering.
Probably not a good idea. All right, so Mind Tunnels is where we are at now in the Lost Mind of Phandelver.
Okay. Thoughtseizing away the Acererak. Swing in for 6.
All right, so no more Acererak in hand, no more stuff to do. A second Dreadheart Arcanist has hit the battlefield, Mr. President, and Matt Zhu, probably praying for a collected company, finds it. All right, what do we got off the top?
Oh,
you can't grab a Troxa. Is that land, Atroxa, land, Acererak?
Oh no.
I think there's one more land. I think I didn't have enough lands in that. That is not a good trade deal. 4 mana.
4 mana.
Acererak maybe goes into Fungi Cavern.
For the black, -1/-0 to that.
Yep. Makes it so that this unstoppable slasher that snuck through also cannot deal damage to half his life total.
Draw a card.
So there's 7 damage on the battlefield right now for Bismon. 8 if he flashes back that Spikefield Hazard.
Got a green. Okay. Draw a card.
All right, draws a card. It's a land.
Okay.
So the -1 lasts until your turn?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Let's see it. Matt might have one last turn to try and turn things around.
Yeah, I think Bismon can get him down to 2 here.
Okay, so I'm gonna attack all flashback Spyfield Hazard at you.
Still attacking with the slasher for some reason.
Yeah, I don't think the slasher is going to work without dealing combat damage, right?
-1, right?
Minus
Oh,
four.
-4.
Oh, Bismon just thought it was -1, that's all.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has to deal combat damage, so he's just gonna hang that one back.
Yep.
I'll keep the hazard here then. So just take 7. So you go to 3.
Going to 3.
And here we go.
All right. Kroxa at the top is dead. Matt needs to find blockers for everything as well because Slasher is dead.
Let's see it, Matt.
If this is
the one
Coco, you just
card.
have to rip it. So this is something that Matt is seriously considering here. Ooh, Honest Retstein might be the case. Looking at the graveyard.
We only looked at the top 2 cards in the graveyard. Kind of weird.
That's the poker face.
That's the poker face.
Never let them know where you're actually looking. That's why I always play my card sideways. That's another bold-faced lie.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. Acererak. Scry.
What do we got on top?
Responses.
Wait, Acererak again?
I mean, it doesn't save him here, right?
So we're still going through Lost Mine of Phandelver. We scryed one. Are we creating a goblin?
Well, it doesn't save him because
We need 2 things to block. There's an
Yeah.
elf. But then he's still dead to the hazard in graveyard.
yeah. Okay, Matt tapped. Okay.
He has a floating black off of the Acererak.
Yeah.
Nope,
Oh.
that's not going to be enough. Matt extends the hand, and Bismon on the Rakdos Discard Midrange deck, flashing things back with the Dreadhorde Arcanist, is going to take game number 2 and be our lone 4-0 player here at Super Pioneer Tuesday.